You thought bullying was more common among guys? Wait till you see the series of events in today's recap of a Netflix drama series from 2021, Alrawabi School for Girls. Now just sit back, relax, and enjoy the movie with relaxed recaps. The scene opens with a girl, Miriam, explaining how school used to be her favorite place. Suddenly, a couple of bullies come there and start beating Miriam brutally. She starts bleeding, but they leave her stranded and an ambulance arrives after a while. Later in the investigation, we learn that a girl named Nawaf found Miriam on the ground and reported the incident. She says she didn't see anyone around, so she doesn't know who did it. Other girls in her class like Layan, Rania, and Rokaya also say that they don't know anything about it. Lastly, Miriam's best friend Dina says she doesn't know how anyone could do this to her. Now we get back to where it all started. Miriam happily gets on a bus to go to their school called Alrawabi School for Girls. She goes to sit with Dina, but Layan immediately starts insulting her for her masculine looks. Then, Layan tells her friend Rania that she has blocked the school's phone number on her mom's mobile phone. She asks Miriam and Dina to change their seats, but they refuse and she throws tea at Dina. Using the distraction, she sneaks out of the bus. Later in the school assembly, their teacher, Miss Abir, inspects all the students. Rania has her shirt out, so she asks her to tuck it in and asks where Layan is. Rania lies that she's ill and won't be coming today. Meanwhile, Layan changes her school dress in the washroom and goes to meet a guy at a cafe. They were texting for more than a month now, so they decided to meet. At school, Miss Abir introduces Nawaf to the class, the new student. Rokaya mocks her for joining mid-year and asks why she left the last school. Nawaf doesn't answer her and sits behind Dina. After school, Layan sneaks into the bus midway and goes home as if she's returning home from a normal day at school. She tells Rania about her date with Laith and says he picked her up in a sports car and that they held hands all the time. Rania asks to see some pictures, but Layan says she got rid of them as she can't afford to get caught by her brother. At Miriam's home, she sits with her family for dinner and they all spend some quality time together. Miriam seems to have a good life and the scene ends there. The following day at school, all the girls are playing basketball. Layan gets surrounded by other girls but doesn't pass the ball to Miriam as she hates her. Their coach orders Layan to pass the ball, and she forcefully throws the ball toward Miriam. Miriam gets hurt, but Layan still mocks her and calls her flat. Then, in the changing room, we learn that Layan, Rania, and Rokaya are best friends and they think they run the school. Layan sees Miriam there and decides to mess with her. She starts mocking her again and Rania and Rokaya join her. She intentionally bumps into Miriam but blames her for grabbing her. Layan convinces everyone to start to humiliate her. Miriam anxiously leaves from there and Nawaf seems to be bothered by the bullying. After that, Miriam tells the truth to Dina that Layan fabricated the whole story and now the whole school is talking about it. She learns from Dina that Layan will be sneaking to the bus again and decides to take revenge. As a result, Layan gets called by the principal, Miss Fatten. Miss Fatten asks where she was yesterday, so Layan starts lying. Fatten says she knows the truth but leaves her with just a warning. Actually, Layan's father is a big businessman and plays an important part in running the school, so Fatten doesn't want him to pull his funding and support. So with that, the principal leaves Layan with just a warning. Layan now meets with her friends and decides to take revenge on the one who snitched on her. They see the cleaner, Sumaya, in the washroom and ask her if she knows who snitched on them. Sumaya says she doesn't have time for this kid drama as she has a family to feed, but Layan blackmails her and says she'll tell Fatten about her smoking in the washroom. Scared of losing her job, Sumaya tells them that it was Miriam. Next, Layan, Rania, and Rokaya corner Miriam in a scheduled place and beat her brutally. Miriam says she didn't do anything, but the girls don't want to listen and bash her head against the ground. Miriam goes unconscious and starts bleeding. Layan and her friends get scared seeing this and immediately run away. The next thing we know is that Nawaf reported the incident and the ambulance took Miriam on a stretcher. The investigator questions all the girls in the class but reaches no conclusion. While Nawaf was being interrogated, she receives a message from Rania that if she dared to say any name, she would be next. Turns out, Nawaf saw what Layan did to Miriam, but she was caught and tight-lipped by Rania. After some time, Miriam recovers from the injury and returns to school. The investigators ask her about the bullies, but she says she didn't see anything as they attacked her from behind. Now a meeting is held between all the students and their parents. Miss Fatten says the culprit should come forward on her own. otherwise the consequences will be worse. She says that they saw the two girls on the camera footage, so Leanne is forced to stand up. Leanne says that all of it was an accident. While they were in the changing room, Miriam grabbed her private parts, so she was shaken by the incident. And near the old bus, she was trying to protect herself and accidentally pushed Miriam in fear. Everyone agrees that they saw Miriam touching Leanne in the changing room except for Dina. Due to this, Miriam is suspended from school for 2 weeks. Miriam's mom comes home feeling ashamed and starts searching Miriam's room for something. She says she was too lenient all the time and scolds Miriam. Miriam is shocked to see that even her own mother doesn't trust her. She cries all night and thinks that her life is now ruined. Now, Leanne and her friends think that they've established their dominance and that they're the bosses of this school. They learn from their coach that there are 2 spots left on the national football team. Leanne and Rania want to get those spots badly as they'll get to travel to different places. Meanwhile, Miriam attends a therapy session at home and then comes to her school with anxiety pills. Rania tells everyone about the guy she's talking to, Ahmad. Amid their conversation, Miriam enters the class, but Leanne still bullies her. Miriam is fed up with all of this and goes to the washroom to take her pills. She plans to take revenge and presses the fire alarm. Everyone evacuates the building swiftly and gathers outside. They hear from Miss Fatten that it was just a false alarm, but suddenly they hear Leanne's voice coming from the speakers. It's an audio recording of Leanne saying disgusting things about their teacher, Miss Abir. Turns out that this was Miriam's plan to insult Leanne in front of everyone. Nawaf sees Miriam with the phone and realizes that she's behind all of this. Then Miss Abir punishes the 3 of them by banning them from the football tryouts, and they have to do community service. They dress up as the cleaning staff and the entire school laughs at them. Miriam feels really happy seeing her bullies being shamed. Now, Nawaf comes to meet her and apologizes that she didn't tell the truth to the investigators. Here we come to learn that Nawaf was rusticated from her last school for leaking papers, so she cannot afford to indulge in any non-academic activities. After some time, as an anti-bullying campaign is going on, Leanne is selected as the bullied girl. The teacher asks someone to act as a bully, and Nawaf raises her hand. Their act soon turns into a serious argument as Nawaf insults Leanne. The teacher jumps in and handles the situation. Then at the football tryouts, Rania and Leanne still show up as Leanne has convinced Miss Fatten. Meanwhile, Miriam and Nawaf are starting to become friends. Now, the coach invites Miriam to kick the ball, and Leanne is the goalkeeper. She kicks the ball directly into her head, and Leanne starts fighting with her. But the teacher handles the situation and says she'll announce the results of the tryouts soon. At the end of school, Leanne and the group catch Nawaf's little sister and snatch her inhaler. Luckily, Nawaf comes in and saves her little sister. Leanne asks if she played her voice in the speaker, and she says no. Now, Nawaf is also fed up with Leanne and her bullying. At night, she goes to meet Miriam at her home. She asks her to join her team in punishing Leanne and her friends. But Miriam reveals that she's already up to something. Miriam has set up an entire plan to punish all 3 bullies, and she'll start with Rokaya first. The following day, Miriam wants to talk to Dina, but she wants to hang out with Leanne instead and ditches her. Miriam warns her about the consequences, but Dina wants to get attention. Now, a charity event is going to be held in their school, so all the girls start dressing up. Dina is still hanging out with Leanne's group and asks them how her dress is. Rokaya says there's a mark on her white trousers and pretends to clean it with a tissue. Leanne then takes a photo of her and sends it to the entire school. As Dina walks out, the entire school has seen her photo with red nail polish on the trousers. Everyone laughs at her and calls her gross. Dina starts crying and leaves the place. Now, Miriam meets Dina and comforts her, and the 2 become friends again. She also tells her everything about their plan to take down Rokaya. The 2 then go and meet Nawaf, but Nawaf is angry that Miriam told Dina everything about their plan without her consent. Anyway, Miriam convinces her, and the 3 decide to execute the plan together. At night, a party is held in their school, so Rania and Leanne plan on meeting their boyfriends Ahmad and Laith. Meanwhile, we learn about Miriam's plan. Miriam has set up a Facebook account, and she's been talking to Rokaya for a couple of days now. As Rania and Leanne already have boyfriends, Rokaya feels jealous and also wants someone to be with. After Leanne's singing performance, they meet to sneak out with their boyfriends. Soon, Laith comes there, so only Rokaya is left alone. And since she's not with anyone, they ask her to get drinks for everyone. As she leaves the group, Nawaf tells Miss Abir that some students are sneaking out with their boyfriends in the park. Miss Abir goes to check, so Leanne and Rania immediately leave the place with their boyfriends. This way, when Rokaya returns with drinks, she finds no one and feels betrayed. She tries calling them, but no one picks up as they're busy talking cringe with their boyfriends. Rokaya then finds them in the cafeteria and confronts them about leaving her alone. Leanne and Rania think she's overreacting, so Rokaya leaves the place. Meanwhile, Dina takes a video of Rania and Leanne in the cafeteria with their boyfriends. Then, Miriam sends a fake pic to cheer up Rokaya with a hidden link. Rokaya opens the pic and Nawaf gets complete access to her phone. Furthermore, they ask her to send a photo of her in return. Rokaya falls into the trap and clicks a seductive photo. She hesitates at first, but then sends it. Nawaf and Miriam get excited seeing their plans succeeding and upload the photo on Rokaya's Facebook. By the time she comes out, everyone has seen the photo and looks at her with disgust. Actually, Rokaya isn't supposed to take her hijab off in the open and hence receives shameful comments from her friends and family. That was it for today, guys. Recaps of the rest of the episodes will be coming out soon. We hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to Relaxed Recaps for more content like this. Feel free to hit the like button to help us out and leave a comment with your favorite movies. Until next time.